Hi guys. Today I thought I would, hold on a second, let me get you up on this one. In case you have questions. Here we go. Nope. Hold on. Got to find you. There we go. Alright, I gotta turn you down. Okay, enough goofing around. Here we go. So, today, I thought instead of all these little videos, I'm gonna actually combine about 3 different effects. And so, I'm gonna show you a little bit of metallic paints. And excuse the messy garage in the background. Some metallic paints from Modern Masters. Some sea spray texture additive from Dixie Belle. Some Crackle. This is fun stuff from Dixie Belle. And I think I'm going to show you maybe more of an up close of my palette knife technique. I like using them on the flowers that I paint. So maybe you'll get to see it a little better. I think I've shown it in several different videos, but I think I want to do right here and show you guys so you can see what it actually does, how to load your knife and all that kind of stuff. The way I do it. People do it different, but this is the way I do it for my paintings. Back there, I did it all on that flower. So, so 3 or 4 different things going on today, guys. So this video is going to be jam-packed of goodies. So, I'm going to turn the thing down so you guys can see. This is an old cupboard door, so I'm just going to practice some stuff on that. I thought about doing some of the metallics on here. So, some of these say if they are a certain, like, semi-opaque, some say shear, semi-opaque. So I'm assuming your shear, this one, is gonna go, it's gonna give your, say I'm gonna choose, let's just do it. I'm gonna pick this purple. I'm just going to put it on here. Just to get, I have to let it dry too. But I want to show you guys what these metallics can do. You can add them to the corners of your furniture drawers. Just gives it another new kind of technique or another new layer of interest that you can do. So I'm just going to use these cupboard doors as practice things. So instead of, waiting for the opportunity for me to do it on a piece of furniture, I'm just going to try and get that to dry. While that dries, let's see, what else do I want to do? I'm going to do another color next to it that I can use. How about the copper? Hi, Tammy. How about the copper? Actually, let's see what steel gray looks like on, let's just pick a gray, or let's just pick a green and see what it does. If it's semi-opaque, let's see what it does. Boy, paints. This DIY is, hello, can't even get into it. Is mineral based. So there's like this big, holy moly, maybe we won't use that color. All right, I'll have to clean that up later. Let me get a different one, hold on. Let's see what it actually does to DIY Blue Iris. Oh, and I need a, I am not prepared. What the heck? Hold on, let's see if this opens it. Yep, all right. All right, so I want this not to dry out, so just a second. I'm just gonna be doing these side by side so you guys can get the gist of what it does. It's kind of pretty colors next to each other. There's some inspiration for a piece. Let's let that dry. I'm gonna have to do a second coat. So I'll just hold on a second. And we'll come back to the purple, do a second coat. These two colors are really pretty blended together. Oh my gosh, boy, that's gonna go on some new project. That's pretty. Actually, I think I've used the purple and the blue in my Sunset Beach painting. All right, that is enough of the purple. And my blue. This is thick. That's the mineral paint. It's just, these paints have been out in my garage in the heat. And so it's actually probably taken a toll on the makeup of the paints. So try and get that to dry. And don't forget to put the lid tightly on that after a while. So while those two dry, I'm going to use, I want to pick these up here so I know what I'm going to be doing. And that's going to be the dark. And let's see. Let's use, I want to use, no, do I want to, let's see. Copper. How about a brown with the copper? I'm going to try every one of these metallics just to see what they do. I've used the copper on paintings and stuff before. It's really pretty. But let's see what it does with some brown. I've used it with red and orange. trying to be way too perfect on something that's just a practice board. Alright, we gotta let that dry. So it's getting there. So the copper will be on the brown. And then what do we want to try? Is this the champagne? Champagne yet? No, this is nickel. So let's try white with nickel. I probably won't have to do 2 coats of this one. So the nickel, I could see it being used with the white on a piece of furniture. Ooh, even with a gray. I wonder if I have a gray. Let me see if I can do white and gray with this nickel color. So let me find a gray. I'm gonna run out of paintbrushes. That's not my gray. Bear with me. Here's a light gray. This is Willow. We'll try a light gray with the sometimes you have to play around with them because you just don't know how they're gonna react or what they're gonna look like. So always try and test them, guys, before you actually use them on your furniture or something. I'm not worried that this is gonna blend in with the white. It'll be fine. I just want to get a gray color on there just to see what it's gonna do. All right. I might be able to come back up to the top while these other ones are drying. This brown is going to take forever, I have a feeling. So this, I'm going to keep them all together so I know what's going on with what here. I think that's good enough. So, copper and these 2 colors, get that one. I have to wash out my brushes, so hang on. So I can use them again. And I splattered. My brushes are getting so bad that I have to go get new ones, so I'm tapping into my last supply of fairly new brushes. So I need more paper towels. Get out of the way of the fan. The fan will probably blow right on them. I think the purple and blue will be dry here shortly. The purple is anyway. I need cream melt. I'm here, I'm just taking forever. Sorry. Alright, there's that one. I'm just basically buying more time for dry time. Purple's ready. The blue, maybe a little bit longer. You can see where it's wet yet, the darker spots. Sometimes your brushes, the metal pieces hold that water, so then when you get them out, you think they're dry and then all this water pours out on you, and it's just annoying. Alright, I think that's all for now. Okay, so we are using Pearl White, Shear, Modern Masters Metallic on purple. So, let's see what it does. It looks really pretty pearly white too. Weird. Okay. Well, like I said, this is a learning experience. You're probably going to want to use not a chip brush for this stuff, probably a synthetic brush, because it does not dry like chalk paint. And you're going to want to use some kind of a brush that doesn't leave those brush marks like it is here, and you'll see it. Like I said, good thing this is just a practice run to figure out what these things do. It is pretty. It just gives that purple kind of a pearly shimmer is what it's doing. So I'm just going to keep going back and forth and help that dry. I'm still moving the paint around too. It's still wet. It does not dry fast like chalk paint. I don't know if you would compare it to a latex, but Rust-Oleum Corporation helps promote this. It is. It's got, if you like shimmer, this gives you shimmer. Alright, I'm going to quit playing with it. That one is done. And we'll see the results here in a minute. It's really pretty though. Really iridescent. You even see in there? Very, put it on my finger, kind of just shimmery and iridescent type of, kind of what unicorns are made of, maybe. I don't know. It's pretty. See a little bit more on my finger. Shimmery. Alright. Come on, blue, dry. Alright, hold it up to the fan. Well, what we could do, I could set these down. I could set this down and let it dry. Let's go ahead and yeah, I think it's best. I'll just let them dry and then I'll come back to them. Now, actually I want to show you what Crackle and sea spray does. Always clean your things properly. I did not, so do as I say, not as I do. All right, so for the Crackle, let's use two different colors. So let's use black and gray on top. So maybe it'll probably just crackle on the, all right, anyway, here, I'm second guessing myself here, and there's no reason to. So, go ahead and get black on here. And then we'll let this dry. And I'll mix up what I'm going to do on the other side with the sea salt, sea spray, whatever. Now these two products are by Dixie Belle. Not the paint, not this black. That's Stella's chalk paint. I have a brush fuzzy. All right. Okay. Like I said, we're going to be jam-packed off all kinds of info today. So please hang in there, or if you're watching this on the replay, you can fast forward it to the spot that you want. All right, so that's for the Crackle. So it says do not ingest, don't eat this stuff, guys. Just don't eat it, it's bad for you. So it says how to use. Apply one coat of your chalk paint that you want, of any color. This will be the color of the cracks to a properly clean surface. If natural wood, blah, 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 blah. Let dry completely. Thoroughly stir Dixie Belle Crackle. So we've been shaking it. The thicker the application, the larger the cracks. Okay? Don't thin this down. Allow to completely dry. And then you apply a top coat of another color of your chalk paint. Okay? That's what we're gonna do, but we have to let that black dry. So, now let's move on to the sea salt. Sea spray. I just want to say salt. Okay, so mix 2 level scoops of sea spray to 8 ounce. We don't want a whole bunch. We're just testing. So let's All right, I need a bowl, which is right here. And my paint. Let's just use some duck egg. No, let's use something that I have a lot of. I don't want to. We'll use Kelly Green by Stella's Chalk Paint. So go by the instructions if you're using this on a full, this is going to be way too much. So please go by the directions. Right now I'm just kind of making it up because I don't want a big amount. So it says mix 2 level scoops of sea spray to 8-ounce can or jar of Dixie Belle paint. Mix another half scoop if needed. You want a thick brownie batter-like consistency. Which I'm assuming is like that. So I'm going to mix this all up. This gives you guys this, oh, I have an idea because this stuff, I did a tutorial on candlesticks. And I believe I used this with, what's this stuff called? Patina. And I need more paint because this is thickening up fast. So I can see why you're gonna need, go by the directions. Like I said, I'm playing around here. Holy moly, get off this thing. Yeah, you need yeah, I remember using this on the candlesticks, and I'm going to spoon this on. If you mix it to the right consistency, according to the directions, you'll be just fine. I just want to get it on here because it's getting thick. So with this stuff, you can create rough spots. You could add patina to it, a little bit of brown, a little bit of yellow, to kind of show just some grunge. This kind of gives you a grunge look. I'm just going to smear it all the way out, and you can leave the chunks. See how chunky that's getting? So you can do this kind of a texture to get that. You don't want those brush marks. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. So this brush will be totally worthless when I get done. But I'm putting this on and just getting some texture in it, and there's some chunky pieces in there which I'm going to leave because when this dries, I will be able to paint over top of it. So just imagine that this is maybe a brown underneath. This is like this color right here you mixed with a brown. All right, I don't even know if that's gonna clean up, so hold on. Yep, it did. And so when this dries, if it was like a brown, you guys are gonna see some effects here. You just gotta play around with some of this stuff if you wanna try something fun and new on your pieces of furniture. So we're gonna let this dry and we'll come back to it. I don't need that anymore. And our other board, I think we can start working that again. Okay, so back to the metallics. So the blue we wanted to see what this steel gray was going to look like over this blue. And that is a semi-opaque type of finish. It looks amazing through the jar. Pretty cool. Like I said, I'm experimenting here, so I don't know what this stuff does with certain colors, if you should be using this with blacks or grays, but I'm just going to see. And you know what? That right off the lid was plenty. You're definitely going to want a synthetic brush with this metallics. Or, I don't know if people use sponges or not, but I haven't tried it. But you're definitely good. I would advise you to get a synthetic brush, which is a softer brush, and it's going to go work much better for you than this chip brush is for me right now. So it put a gray on top of that blue, but it gave it a shimmer. Just going back and forth to help it get, help it dry a little bit faster. All right, so the brown's not dry yet. We're going to see what it does because I don't want you guys to have to wait forever. This is such a cool color. Look at this. Cool. Alright, let's use this goofy brush here. Let's just see what it does. Oh, it covered up the whole works. This semi-opaque pretty much just covered the whole brown. So that's pretty. So this copper really domineered the brown, took over the brown. But I wonder if you had a red base or an orange base. I mean, of course, you're going to see that still come through just a little bit. this dry. I love that color. And then we're going to the nickel, and and this is a semi-opaque, and we're going to do it on the white and the gray. So we'll see what this looks like on here. Kind of excited because I love nickel too. Very pretty. So here it is on the whites. Ooh, I don't think we needed, this was more watery than the copper. So you guys are like going through this, learning with me. Like I said, again, I can see it. It's going to look really pretty over the white, but you're definitely going to need a synthetic brush. And I'm going to hold these up. I'm going to go ahead and go over the gray. It will look very pretty over gray. So your nickel colors, I wonder, I don't know, even dark colors might be pretty under a dark color too. Like I said, this is all experimental. This is all new to me. You guys are learning right along with me on this metallic stuff. And a little goes a long way. You really see the brush marks in the white. I almost wonder if a sponge would work best. If you guys want to experiment with it, please let me know your results. This really has to dry. So let me hold this up and show you what I have so far. So we went with the purple and pearl white metallic. All right, hold on. So that's what you're gonna get with that, with the pearl white. The next one was the blue iris with the steel gray metallic, and you can kind of see what's going on there. I actually think that would be really pretty with a dark gray base. And then the brown with the copper, I think that would be really pretty. Just imagine running that copper metallic down, let it drip. I think that'd be pretty. And so far this is still drying, but that's the nickel on the gray and the white. I'm gonna try and blend in that on the white a little bit more so I don't wreck stuff. I'm just running over things. And so I gotta get my brush. What do I do with my brush? Right here. All right. But yeah, it looks like you're gonna need something to smooth those metallics out. It does not dry fast. Nothing like a chalk paint. I'm moving over here so hopefully the fan can help here a little bit. Yeah, there we go. It's starting to help. I've seen furniture done with these metallics and it's gorgeous. You just probably have to practice with it and know your color combos. And of course, get a very soft brush. Like I said, I keep telling you, get a synthetic brush for this. whatever you use to get your finishes nice and smooth. And I think I've told you guys in other videos, get a synthetic brush for finishes. Get a separate finish brush for your metallics. Something very soft. There, it's starting to get tacky now. I'll probably set this to the side and let it dry. We'll go back to the other, but it's starting to dry now, but you can, ooh, you see that shimmer? You see that? So that's what the nickel looks like on white and gray. So these metallics are gorgeous, but like I said, get yourself a practice board and make sure you practice with it. So this stuff is just setting up, so it might be a bit before we can get to that. So I'm going to do the crackle on this, and we may have to come back to this, and I'll show you guys the palette knife, how to use a palette knife, and then we'll come back to this last, and then we should be finishing up. So it says thick coat, and it has to dry completely. So a thick coat. It's like gel. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. It's like gel. I might have to leave this flat to dry. All right, that's chunky and it's thick, so we'll let that dry and we'll come back to this board last. I can just set it here flat. Now, I'll show you my, maybe in a better, closer, up close and personal, maybe. Let me get my favorite knives I usually use. And let's just palette knife some flowers. How's that? And let's do some blues. Do some blues. So basically when I know I'm going to be doing a canvas with the palette knife, I will get my base image down first. I'm looking for colors, so bear with me. And then there it is. How about that? Okay. Now I need brushes. My two main brushes are over there. So, show you my signature flower. to start with outlining it in black like I always do. So I'll just paint a bunch of them on here. You guys see? Should be going like this, huh? You get some, once you get your main petals on there, you come back and if you have to make some bigger or whatever, you know. And I'm just making some on the outsides in between. And don't forget your center. Okay. Now I'm going to keep going even though these are wet. It will be fine. Let's I'm just going to get the basic colors in there because, like I said, you're coming back with a palette knife, so it'll be alright. Okay. Going yellow, then green for the center. Just, you know, like I said, just getting some color in there. It's all about layers when you're painting. Even on furniture, it's all about layers, so. So now, I think I need a plate. Just gonna get some glue on there, on this one up here. I'm going in between, I'm leaving that black, if you're wondering. do the other ones different colors. Let's use this. I have some of this blue left. Let's put some of that in there. Just add some color. I'm just going with a lighter color that I had left over on this from painting earlier. I just think it comes together when you get after you start using your palette knife. So, all right, should we do? How about a red and orange one? Okay. I use this brush a lot. Brush. Kind of just going on one side on those petals that are behind, just to kind of bring one side out highlighted. All right, now let's go purple and pink. Go find my pink. Sorry, did I just zone out on you guys? Sorry about that. All right, now I need my pink. Find my pink. using these same colors on the palette knife. So I don't know, I just like adding more and more layers to stuff. It gives it a more of a, I don't know, more depth. All right, so now to the palette knives. And I will need probably another plate. That Crackle may take days to dry. I may have to come back tomorrow and show you the results of it and finish up that video, which it'll be fine if I have to. Okay, so let's do a little bit of the centers. I need, although I do need, I want brown. So the two main sizes that I use is a little one and a large one. That's about all I use. You can use a longer, skinnier one if you want. So I'm just putting it in the paint. And this is why I get a plate, because I dab it out. So I don't have a big blob on there unless I need it. All right, so here is how you can see this. So it's on the back side of that knife, and I'm just lightly rubbing that paint onto the board. It does it itself. So I go back and tap the back side of that onto the thing again. Now, if I want one side to where there's a shadow, then I focus more on that side. Okay? I'm going to go to the next center one. I'm just lightly doing that. Put a little more heavier on this side. Do the bottom one. The more texture you have actually as like brush strokes, that's when these guys really make it look cool. See that? So now I'm gonna get my, you can let that dry. It should dry fast if you're using the chalk paints. But if you're using the acrylics, I would maybe let it dry, let it set up a little bit before you go to your next color. So I'm going to go back with this mint chip from DIY. I do the same thing to the center, but this is going to be my highlight. So it's going to be the opposite of that brown. Oops. So I'm going to go around this side. See? That's all I'm going to do to it. That's just another dimension, even though there's base colors underneath, just gives it another dimension. Okay, so the center is done as far as I'm concerned. So now I want a light blue, and I already have the dark blue in there, but I might bring it back. I'm going to bring it back out. But here's what we're going to do. A dark color, a light color, your black, and your white. Okay? That's what I do on my flowers. So let's get the dark color on there first. Same concept, guys. Same concept. Just rub it. You can barely see this. Trust me, it's going on. You just want that palette knife look. You don't want just one side not having a palette knife look. So the texture is there, so. Now there I got a little heavy, that's okay. I can come back and cover that up a bit with a light color. Okay. So let's let that one dry a bit. So let's go to the dark color on the next one, which is the red that we used for the base color anyway. I'm going to use a plate for this because it's pretty far down in the jar. So let's just come up on one side with this red. Okay, where's your light source? Think of where your light source is coming from. Is it coming from here? Mine's coming from here because I already hit this side, so this is going to be my dark side. And it's not enough here. Now this palette knife I should chuck because it's so bent up, but I don't know why I keep using it. I have no idea. Basically, guys, all about experimenting. You know, you see something you like, you learn how to do it. But I hope I can show you guys a little bit of if you've ever saw something and wondered how do they do that. I hope this kind of helps you out a little bit. Alright, we're going to let that one dry. And we'll go to the dark purple. I always just want to splat it on the plate because you don't want a big blob on there to start out with, so. So basically you're using the knife right now to put on your low lights, your darker lights of your darker shadows. What do I want to say here? My brain's not working. Sorry, I hope you guys can see me. I always forget to move. Thing. Just remember you're letting the knife and the board, or the texture of the board, or the texture of the paint do the work for you. And I hope everybody's safe. I always say a prayer whenever I hear the ambulance, and gosh, when my kids were in their teenage years and I'd hear the ambulances go by, I would just pray it wasn't one of my kids, and then I'd feel bad. So I'd say a prayer for the people that did get hurt. Okay, so now we get to go to the highlight, the lighter color. So on the blue, let's use this. You're going to start seeing these flowers come into life now. The more of these layers that you're going to put on. Okay. So remember your dark side. This is going to drip. So you go on your light side. That's on a bend, so I can't, it's kind of goofy, so it's fine. It'll be fine. See? It's getting more depth, and you can see your petals over top of your other ones. Okay? So now I will be doing the orange on the red one. I had orange here. I did. All right. Perfect. Not in the, I'm sorry. Don't worry if you go out. Like if you have your background color on there, just take a little bit of that background color and come back and just cover over top of that. So you'll be fine. But see how they're coming together? See that depth? So now we're going to do the pink on the purple. done yet. So, I am going to add a little bit of black. I'm going to touch it with just a little bit of black. Use this one. Oops. Somehow I got green on there. It's alright, we will fix it. Just add to it. Alright, over here. That one got a little bit dark. Come back with a little blue and cover that up a little bit. Just don't want a whole bunch. It helps the eye know where to go, you know, with all these high dark colors, low colors, just all these layers. It kind of helps the eye. That one I got a little thick, so I can come back with a little bit more red. Get that a little bit. Sorry, just a second. The more you do it, the easier it is to know how much pressure to put on there and the control of the knife. It sounds complicated, but really it isn't. It really isn't. There, that's all I'm going to do with purple. Now I'm going to come back in. Let's see, I want to touch up a couple spots with the red and the blue, and then we're going to do the last color, the white. There's a spot here I want to get. And the red. But that was too much there. Alright, now to the last color, the white. think our Crackle board is going to be dry. So I may have to come back and do that again. Okay, see, I'm still staying on my highlight side, but just adding the white. So see how that see all the layers in there? See how fun it is? I can even add a little bit more to the center where I put that lime green. I can even bring in some more white right there. So now for the red. I don't want a whole bunch of white on the background petals. Just a little bit, because the show is always up front. Put it on the tips maybe. All right, and then we have the last one, the purple one. Again, on the high side. There you go, guys. My signature flowers palette knifed paintings. I don't know what happened here. I can always cover that up. That's a blooper. But see all the layers in there, and that's how I get such depth in my flowers. You can really see it in the red one. So you have your red, your black, your orange, your white and black again, and then the center. But that's how you get your depth with a palette knife. And that is my signature flowers, guys. So, let's check this other board. I don't think it's ready. I don't think it's ready by any means. No, this stuff is still soft yet. This stuff is way gooey. They said put it on thick, but holy moly, it takes a while to dry. So, I wonder if I think I might be able to play with this, and we'll have to do that tomorrow maybe. So let's go ahead, get rid of some of this stuff. So, I gotta make room here. Your underneath color, it could be like a brown. It could be a black. Anything. So I think what I want to show you though. I don't want that color. Let me get the other yellow. It's more of a dull color. More of a muted yellow. And so you have all this texture. You can come back in and give it some more by just dabbing this second color in here in different spots. Maybe on the high sides. I'm all about layers, I'm all about dimension, I'm all about depth. Okay. And you don't have to. You don't have to do a second color. I'm just showing you some fun stuff here. I wish this would dry because this is going to be fun. Then I'm going to go back over with some white. And this, I'm just going to brush on. That final layer. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look what that looks like with all that texture underneath. Now, this is completely dry. It's blending a little bit with that yellow. That's fine. But I want to show you this, how it gives it some texture. So I'm going to try and hold this board up so you can see it up close. But see that texture? It is so cool. So you can play around with that as well. That was the Sea Spray by Dixie Belle. This where'd my gray go that I was going to use? Right there. I might do a corner here. I don't know. I can do a corner right here and kind of show you what's going to happen tomorrow because I'm excited and I can't wait for the results. And I know this is a long video. So I'm just going to do that, and maybe it'll start to show here in the next few minutes that you'll be able to see it. While I wrap everything up. May have to probably just have to wait for tomorrow, guys. I think we'll wait for tomorrow. Because this process takes a bit. So, there it is. Metallic. And here's the dry board, just a second. Here's the dry board with all the metallics on it. Purple with, was it pearl? The dark blue with the steel gray. The brown with the copper, which is beautiful. And the white and the gray with the nickel. And actually it did turn out really pretty. So there's metallics. The workability with metallics are so much different than chalk paint or latex or anything like that. And then we did the hand painted flowers, guys. with a palette knife, and I showed you depth with the different colors and how to use that palette knife. So, and then the sea spray with your basic color down mixed in with the sea spray. You let it dry until it's completely dry, and then you can come over, brush over lightly with your second color, or you can wait till that dries and do a third color. You can bring in different colors underneath that texture, and it's just really cool. Just looks like an old broken down piece of concrete almost. And then this was the Crackle, and I will finish that up probably, oh, it's starting to crackle where I painted the gray. So hopefully I can hold this up. Do you see the crackling? Or is it too bright? There's the crackle in the gray down in the corner. So it's starting to crackle. So you guys got to see it. Tomorrow I'll do it and I'll post a picture of it so you guys will get to see the full result. But there's some fun things to do, guys. This was a jam-packed episode video, so I hope you didn't get bored. I hope you enjoyed everything. And if you guys try any of these things, please show me your results. I want to see them. Earlier I posted the furniture molds on wine jars, wine bottles. And this, I think I'm going to repaint this. I don't know that I like this color on there. I don't know yet. But the other bottle I took inside, it's my favorite. I think I'm going to keep it. So you can do furniture molds on anything. So anyway, hope you guys had fun today. It was a long session. God bless. See you next time. Bye.